Welcome back to St. Elizabeth Technical High School for the start of the second half between Stets and Munro, and presently locked at 0-0. And we hope that we see some goals in the second half, if not at least more goal mouth activity. As the first time around these two teams met, they actually had to share the spoils in a 1-1 draw. Referee Goldsman is ready, and the second half is on the way. And Stets, of course, in their full yellow. Munro College doing the defending early as the ball is played inside. And the first chance for Stets went to Adam Griffiths, coming in from right back to be inside the box, and couldn't turn that one in.
Good opportunity from the home team. That was an excellent ball put into the box on that occasion. Really good delivery. Could have taken a touch, Griffith, just to settle the ball before the strike. Instead went for the one-time effort, and well, his timing was off.
I think Munro, they're contemplating some changes here. Jamal Bacchus is off. Kabash Bowles is on. So Munro College have made their first change. Thinking it's a forced change.
Was it a case that Bacchus was injured from that hit that he got just before the end of the first half? Did take it in the abdomen area.
But why wouldn't they have made
careless
it before?
defending?
Why wouldn't they have made it before the whistle blew? Oh.
Maybe he thought he was okay until he actually did some running.
Again, the ball over the top. Decides to take the shot. Went down well, Leighton Williams. And the clearance made. Couldn't quite hold it. But he was bailed out in the end by Malcolm. The effort came in from Raheem Brown, looking to get a second goal this season. Here's another delivery. No problems again for Leighton Williams.
With the hands.
Wow. Telling Delaware Blake to just calm down. He got the ball, but I suspect that he got a fraction of the player's foot there as well in the follow through.
As I said, not surprised. Challenges was a good challenge, but then the follow-up, the scissors challenge, that certainly was a bookable offense. No reason for his left foot to come and join in the challenge. Won the ball cleanly with the right boot, and then brought the left foot along to cause damage.
It made it sound as if the left foot had a mind of its own.
Yes.
No reason for the left foot
way
to join in the challenge.
But if you look at the initial challenge, the left foot was nowhere close.
And it just made up its mind to just follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He sent the signal.
Let's take a look at the left foot.
Here's the right foot. Then the left foot comes around. Why is the left foot coming around like that? Then also look at the left foot's follow through. Then tries to hook the player. That certainly should have been at least a yellow. The only reason why he might have been saved from a red card, was that his boot wasn't that high. That could be the only reason.
Yes, it would have been more difficult to break the thigh as opposed to the foot.
It's just how reckless he's deemed.
Ball sent long to the edge of the box. Not surprisingly, not a lot of players forward for Munro. Stets will go the other way. What a ball that is! He's taken forever to make up his mind, but Stets still with a chance as Murray heads to the byline.
Well, the finish was poor, and so was the attempt from Murray. Very similar to the first half, where he had loads of space, Murray, and just almost had a brain freeze. Couldn't decide what he wanted to do. Yes, the surface is not the easiest, but I think he tried to do too much, Murray, instead of just being simple about it. And in the end, nothing happened. What a pass that was, though. A beautiful ball, perfectly weighted. It was so well weighted that had Murray decided to shoot one time, it was there.
Yeah.
Decided to control it, nothing wrong with that. But then after that, well, the 6-goal man struggling to find his 7th.
Another change made by Munro. Stefan Davis has come on now. And yet another change. We'll tell you who this third person is. Jordan Jones. There you go. Jordan Jones has come on. So Jones has come on for Hendricks.
That will make it 3 changes.
Well, Stefan Davis actually came in for Amal Nugent-Hudson.
3 changes for Munro.
Now, don't be alarmed if you're watching this competition for the first time. They can make up to 5 changes. So they do have 2 more opportunities. That's a nice move.
Well closed down by Malcolm.
Adam Griffiths there. Just 2 assists to his name so far. Hasn't yet been on the score sheet. Corner kick taken short. Yep, just confirmed that Davis actually came on for Nugent-Hudson. So 3 changes being made, or have been made by Munro College. They have to do some defending now. And to be honest, they've done quite well defending. Denari Watson has had a good game so far at left back for St. Elizabeth Technical. He can shoot from there. Blocked. I'm not sure who he was looking for, one of the subs. Oh, that's a nice ball. Good control. Delightful ball inside. It's the conditions. It has to be the conditions, right? I mean that was on a platter, wasn't it? It was probably just a little bit too high.
When you say platter, what were you expecting? I mean, it was a good ball put into the box. I don't think the one-time shot was there. You would have had to have controlled it. With the surface being as it is, it's not an easy control, considering you would have been under pressure as well. So no surprise to me that it slid under his foot, or wide of his foot.
It actually went over his foot.
Over his foot.
Yeah.
It did kind of reach him in an awkward position, because it almost was on the half volley.
Yeah, actually, it was just short of a lane, actually.
It was just short of a lane.
Yeah, if it was a half volley, it would have been perfect. Here's another good ball inside. Not sure if the keeper got a touch. I don't think he did. The header was over the top. It's another chance. Gone begging for Stets. And it was Shamar Wallace inside the area.
What Stets have done so far in this match is to get the deliveries coming in from the flank areas a lot more than in the first half. Another good delivery. And not even close in terms of the finish, but the fact that they're getting telling balls into the box is a good sign. Stets using their superior speed on the flank. 12 shots for St. Elizabeth Technical, just 3 for Munro.
Well, and even the 4 shots on target haven't all been, of the highest quality. But they are creating those chances. Stets are about to make their first change. Mushtaq Christopher is coming on.
Maybe somewhat of a surprise originally that he didn't start. 6 goals to his name, Christopher. 3 assists as well. Good all-round player for St. Elizabeth Technical.
Parents must be a fan of Pakistani cricket, though.
Certainly.
He's on for Christopher Murray, and that's no surprise.
Takes over the number 10 from Ronaldo Webster, who wore that last season, the 22-goal man.
Yep, Mushtaq Christopher with 6 goals to his name so far, as well as 3 assists. Munro finding it really difficult to get out of their own half. Here's a chance to do so. And they are into Stets territory, but only for a little while. Stefan Davis taking comfort on the turf out of the challenge. Came in from Giovanni Coleman. He's on a yellow card, is he, Coleman? Malcolm.
I don't think Coleman was on a card. It was Brown who picked up the only card of the first half.
Here's a shot from distance over the top. Keeper got a touch on it. He did. Good save.
Coleman again. Well, I did say in the first half he was getting closer. Coleman has had 2 left-footed strikes. This one the closest of the lot. With the left foot yet again. Well, was there a touch?
Well, there was a
deflection.
Yep. Here's a corner kick. Couldn't beat the first man. And that's always priority on these corner kicks. That's not a bad delivery. A chance. Oh my goodness. Well, what more can they do, Stets? That's the question being asked. They've had chance after chance after chance.
That one fell to Wallace. Great ball put into the box. Good header back across the air, and Wallace not aggressive enough from Shamar Wallace. Striker, you've got to get, well, with the speed of the bones, actually beat him. He looked like he was very interested in making an attempt for it though, Wallace.
Well, this surface must be really hard because rain has pounded it for so long. And just check out the bounce when the ball is inside the area. Even that, it's just, it seems as if the field is like a sponge at the moment, entertaining the high bounce.
It's been true bounce though. The general roll of the ground has been good, I must say. Credit to them. Obviously it has been well rolled in terms of the undersurface, which is something that Ricardo Fuller spoke about as well, that a lot of the new grounds need to be rolled prior to matches.
Chance for Stets again. Good work at the back by Tyreek Segree.
I wonder how many of these players would have changed their pegs or so on at half time to the, well, or change them to the proper pegs. I wonder how many of them even have.
Oh, that's good movement there on the left. Just a hint of hesitation was enough for Damian Jones to get back and pull off something heroic from Munro at the back.
Great play by St. Elizabeth Technical. They're attacking from the left, they're attacking from the right. This ball was played on the ground inside the area. It was well defended as well by Munro, who so far when they've been called upon, they have delivered defensively. But again, so many players sliding around on certain footing. A lot of the very expansive colored boots. I'm not sure how many of those come with the adjustable pegs though.
But nothing quite like a fashion statement, eh, Chris?
As we were saying, Jamaica, fashion over style. Not necessarily effective, but looking good.
So definitely fashion over substance. Here's the corner kick for Stets. And again, they have bodies inside the area as they look to get to the end of this cross. It's not a bad looking one! Of course they get it! It's Captain Fantastic himself, Antonio Biggs, with his third this season. They were knocking and knocking, and finally they've blown Munro's door down. Stets lead 1-0 at home in Santa Cruz.
Good thumping header. It was just a matter of time before one of those deliveries fell to a player in a yellow shirt, and he delivered in terms of being on target. This time the captain, he hasn't had many of the opportunities previous to this, but certainly this was great technique, headed into the surface, down on the ball, speed of the bounce, beating goalkeeper Williams, and you'd have to say a deserved lead for the home team.
He soared highest to get there, and when he did bury it. Antonio Biggs on the score sheet for the third time this season, and Stets, to say that they deserve that lead would be an understatement. And now they're looking for more. Ball played over the top. This is another chance, and what a challenge that is. Again, it's Sean Malcolm. He himself has had a good game so far for Munro College at the back.
Especially in the middle of the park, the ball a little difficult in terms of movement.
Needed a through ball there.
Holding up in the surface now.
Well, it's about time. It just took about an hour of rain to do so.
It's been becoming very muddy there as well.
There's going to be a game after this, so I'm actually feeling more sorry for those two teams. Good move. Carrying the ball well. That's a delightful
good first
ball.
touch.
This should be two. Fabulous save by Williams. A strong hand had to go up to deny Stets that opportunity, which would have put this game to bed surely. Here's the delivery again, and the keeper, Williams, well, just allowed that one to go by.
It was Garwood.
Yep, with that chance, right?
Yeah. No, it wasn't Garwood,
No,
actually. It's a substitute.
Mushtaq
Christopher,
right?
Yeah. Joint leading goal scorer with 6 goals. I love the first touch that he took, just to put it into his stride.
Yeah.
Excellent first touch, great
And
save
it wasn't
though.
a bad effort to get by the keeper.
Yeah. Really good to see how he turned his body to get himself into position. But all credit to Williams, who made himself big, as we see another yellow card coming out. That's first assistant Melvin Reed, who is actually on the FIFA panel as an assistant referee, very experienced from the side.
Well, he's also playing the role of fourth official, is he?
Yeah, he's taking the recordings.
So the yellow
Well, there is no fourth official, so the first assistant has those duties.
There's another change made by Munro. Another goal scorer has come on, Daniel Griffiths, there he is. 2 goals to his name so far, has replaced Jaheim McIntosh, who has been a little silent, to be honest. 3 goals to McIntosh, but hasn't really had an impact today.
There he is.
Disappointed. You're it, Chris. Munro, they need the 3 points.
A lot of reckless slides being made.
Nice first touch from Coleman. Put in the touch by Kavash Bowles.
Based on the tide of play at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised if St. Elizabeth Technical was to get a second. That's the man who got there first. The captain, Antonio Biggs, 3 goals on the season, had one last year. Doing well in school as well, Antonio Biggs. He's the head boy of St. Elizabeth Technical. Some 5 C6 subjects to his name.
Oh,
whoa!
that's brilliantly whipped in. Well, it's a shot, was it?
I hope
Well,
so.
it's wide of the mark, anyway.
I think that's the best connection in terms of a strike we've seen this afternoon. A lot of venom behind that. Good trajectory, dipping at the right moment, just wide though.
I think that came in from Denari Watson, who's had a good game. Had a really good game. Going to be difficult to choose a man of the match in this one. Quite a few of the players impressing this afternoon. He's one of them. On the ball, Damian Jones. Of course, you can vote for your MVP on watch.sportsmax.tv. You have about 20 more minutes to do so. There are the options there.
That was unkind to Christopher. Really put the ball in no man's land and asking him to tear after it. th goal on the season for St. Elizabeth Technical. This is game number 9. They're on top of Zone E. Coming into this game, 6 wins from their 8, 2 draws, undefeated, 20 points. This would take them up to 23, 6 ahead of Magati, who are in 17, who in second position with 17, and Munro with 15 are in third.
Would they have confirmed their place into the next round with victory? I believe they would have.
Well, they still have, this is what, their 9th game, so they would have 3 games left after this, because it is 7 teams in the zone, which means it's what, some 12 matches per team. It would mean Munro are on 15 points from 9 games. Munro would have 3 games left. That means they could still amass 9 points. No.
No, they'll be awfully closer.
They'll be very close.
Doing very well. Antonio Biggs. Probably in the lead as far as the MVP is concerned.
Of course, Jackie Walters there hasn't left his bench all match. Very experienced coach. Won titles with Glenmuir and Clarendon College in the Costa Cup. Do you remember there was very impressive teams of 2004 and 2006, Glenmuir, and again in 2012. Clarendon College are the defending champions, but not under his management.
Munro, they've offered little since the start of the second half. And what happened just now with Joanne Salmon? I'm not even sure he knows where it's supposed to hurt.
Certainly looks in pain though. Did he land on the ball? And if he did, that could have probably hit the wind out of him, especially if he landed in the chest region, sternum area.
Well, that would be a lot of wind from you, Chris Taylor. Let's see what happened here.
That's exactly what happened. Landed on the ball. Yeah.
Really? Really, Chris Taylor? He landed on the ball and he's hurt.
Well, then again. Yeah, I agree. He certainly didn't land on the ball. The ball was in front of him, so obviously it's maybe more or less of a cramp.
Well, they found a spot to rub and another spot, and I suppose there may be one more spot to rub. Anyway, that's the party stand, and I think the party's just gone up another notch with the rains going away. Not sure if they're state supporters, they don't look too happy. Antonio Biggs with the goal. The head boy of Stets coming out on top with this header and sending his school ahead in the 61st minute.
Really good header from a Stets number 2. As I said, 3 on the season for him, so it's been an improved season for him in terms of goal scoring. Not that that's his primary job, an important lead in what has always been a tough matchup for Stets. Their earlier encounter this season ended 1-1. Do remember in that match as well that Stets had a lead and Munro drew level very late on.
Well. I think he have evaded the challenge with his life, Errol Williams. But wow, I'd want to see that again, just to see exactly what happened there. I think the challenge came in late, I think. Just losing it out there, Adam Griffiths. They have a lot to think about, Munro College, in terms of their sojourn in this group. How are they going to navigate their way past Magotty? It would have started with this game against Stets, who are making yet another change. Giuliani Forbes comes on, replacing Delroy Blake. Forbes with a goal to his name so far this season, replacing Blake, who couldn't add to his 1 goal this season. Nice movement. Well, this has been a game for the challenges, and there's another one for the highlight reel.
Yep. As we said, nice field to slide on. Gets a lot of joy. Chin challenges.
Not for the one on the receiving end,
yeah.
I'm sure, but yes.
He's had a good game as well, Coleman. Not the most accurate in terms of his shooting, but he's put in a shift at both the defensive end and at the attacking side of things as well.
Tariq Segri contemplating the long throw. Does well to beat one. Dinked inside by Lloyd Bryan. As far as Jones, whose shot is blocked. Munro College, they still have time to get back into this game. Good passing game at the moment. The delivery wasn't the best. Easily handled by Stets. Now this is Denari Watson. Delightful switch in play. Oh, the challenge was timed to perfection. It came in from Yushan Malcolm. Too long. Keith Wellington, the ISA president and the principal of St. Elizabeth Technical. There you go. Showing his bias this afternoon with a Stets branded jersey with his initials, but who can blame him?
Principal first, chairman second.
Shawana's role would have been presenter first and former Stets head girl second.
At this point, yes.
Until the final whistle, I suppose. That's not a bad pass.
Oh,
And that was
a good
intercepted.
interception.
Mhm.
Yep. And that was, what, a good dummy?
If only. Get the impression that both teams are just trying to regroup before they try to put in another surge in the final 10 minutes. Still pretty close.
Do remember in this first encounter, the match followed this kind of trend.
With the exception of who scored first.
Oh, well, yeah.
Stets had to come from behind to, of course, equalize with just a couple of minutes remaining in that contest.
That was at Munro. So here at Stets, the home team has taken the lead again. Can Munro find something in the latter stages? Well, they're going to make a change. Hopefully, he can assist in doing so. Genus.
Ajay Genus. Phew. Vital touch there in the end. Here's a shot from distance. Wide. Keep aside all the way though. Of course, McAtee and Munro, they do have each other to play in this preliminary round. The first encounter actually went in favor of McAtee by
That's a one loss
goal.
for Munro.
Yeah.
McAtee defeated them by a goal
By
to
goal
nil.
to nil. So they have to face each other once more, and it could be in a battle for that second spot in the group.
I think from a Munro's perspective, they would like to at least get a draw here. Goal difference could also be a major factor down the road, especially considering themselves and McAtee are close in points. At the moment, they have 15, Munro in third position, McAtee with 17, but they've played a game more.
And there's Ajay Genus coming on for Lloyd Bryan. Of course, there is the additional option of qualifying as one of the best third place teams.
And I think they have 2 spots.
Yep.
So for best and runner-up in terms of third place. Best and second best. Third place.
Didn't quite connect it.
Don't think that any of them would want to leave it to that kind of decision, though. They would like to secure the second, and if they benefit from the third, well, they'll take it. This group does have more than some of the other groups. There's 7 teams in this group. However, there is an average that is done, so it's to somewhat equalize things.
Free kick goes to Stats.
Of course, the third place, if you want to call them awardees through to the next round, are determined on win percentage, amount of wins versus games played. So you'd like to think that if you're in a group that has more teams, then it's more opportunities for you to win, and chance of having a higher percentage. Not sure how equal or fair that is, but that's the rule.
Well, I'm not sure if there were a lot of complaints when you realize you'd only play 6 matches in the preliminary round because you just have 3 other teams with you in the group.
And I think part of the issue also would have been that the groups would have been put together, and then you have teams who do fall out eventually, take themselves out of the tournament, and it's left with a situation that they probably can't do much about.
Although, to be honest, this season, for most of the groups, it was set from the start. Especially in that Clarendon College group, which would have a total of 4 teams. So there's a group over in the east in Portland, Titchfield, Port Antonio, Fair Prospect, and Happy Grove, the only teams contesting that one, as Stets make another change. Chadwick Hendricks comes on for Raheem Brown.
Group K. Get back to that after this. Group K also in a situation where they only have 4 teams: Charlemont, Dintil, Enid, Bennett, and McGrath. And we did mention Group L, which is a Portland group with 4 Fair Prospect, Happy Grove, Port Antonio, and Titchfield.
Stets again, looking for the killer blow here. That should be a free kick. It is.
Dangerous position, especially for a left footer.
Adam Griffiths again making a nuisance of himself. Yeah, it was his trailing leg. Deshaun Malcolm was upset by the call.
You had mentioned, and well done, and this is part of the thing we're talking about. Those other groups we mentioned were set. But we had a Group M, for example, which is a group with Garvey Maceo, Glenmuir, Denby, Belfield, Cross Keys, and Winston Jones, which would have started out with 6 teams. And 2 teams withdrew as the competition was about to start. In fact, the book was even printed with their names in it. That would have been Winston Jones and Cross Keys, leaving only 4 teams in the group.
Well, here's a free kick. And oh, the keeper saw it later, had to punch it over. Mushtaq Christopher fired that one in. And Leighton Williams did really well to get hands on it and powered over the bar.
Good save. Nice attempt from St. Elizabeth Technical. A little bit too central. It's really...
Yeah, but he would have been blocked by Deshaun Malcolm.
It was a good save by Leighton Williams. Had he not saved that, I think he would have been very disappointed.
Here's a corner kick for Stets. Again, not beating the first man. For the most part, the quality on the set pieces from Stets been pretty high.
Yeah, most of their corners have been put in well into the box around the penalty spot area.
He's signaling for a change, but I think the 5 subs are up, right? For Munro. I think they've made all their changes. Yeah, so, you know, he can signal all he wants.
Well, he can come off. He just won't have a replacement.
Exactly.
He is not one of the subs, so he's played a full game, Roach. Munro, left midfielder. Based on his reaction, it looks like his afternoon might well be over. Which would mean Munro are playing with 10.
Not that they wanted the hill to be any steeper. They are still in it though, Munro College. They are still in it. Stefan Davis.
Had the right idea, but again we mentioned the footing. Very difficult to get a firm footing. The ball always skidding away. Difficult to shoot. Have to watch the ball even more closely. Can Munro find an equalizing goal in the late stages? Very much like what Stets did to them in Malvern.
Michael German is getting ready to come on. And there he is, the number 17. And well, Shamar Wallace's day is done. So man of the match quickly, Chris Taylor. Several options. Antonio Biggs will be one of them, probably leading. But Denari Watson has had a good game, just to confirm that German came on for Shamar Wallace. Denari Watson has had a good game at left back for Stets.
Giovanni Coleman has also had a good game in the middle of the park, the number 25 for Stets. That will certainly be a handball. Antonio Biggs has been silent at the back for St. Elizabeth Technical, and that's usually a good sign in terms of how he is led. He actually looks pretty clean, which also means that he's done a good job in this muddy surface. He's been giving orders and getting things orchestrated. There he is. And
I think it's between him or
his
Denari
laundry
Watson,
will
though.
look a lot better than some of the other players.
Yeah. Another attempt from distance. Yeah, there've been.
The moment that changed the game, obviously, is Antonio Biggs, though, in terms of his finish, how he's manned the back line. They've kept another clean sheet, it seems, so far. He scored the winner. He's led well. He's been very vocal from the back. There he is.
On the other side, of course, for Munro College, their back line has been pretty impressive. Deshaun Malcolm, of course, the captain on your screen now, has played very well. Terrain Young, his partner at the back, also has played pretty well. Damian Jones, their number 21 in the middle of the park.
The captain has been the best of their back line, Malcolm. He's blocked quite a few shots. He's closed down the areas very well. Stets have had a bit more joy in the second half.
But I think the best player for Munro would have been Damian Jones.
In the middle.
No, full stop. Best player for Munro, I think. Because he did put in a defensive shift as well, Damian Jones.
Yeah. I
There
think
he
from
is.
Jones' perspective, that's him. He would be a little bit disappointed that he wasn't able to add more up front, or in terms of passes moving forward, creativity.
Well, the fans have voted, and the majority of them have. Well, they've said, it's
It's a majority.
it's a majority.
Biggs, and I agree.
Yeah. Stets moving forward. That's a
challenge.
lovely challenge from the captain, Deshaun Malcolm. And again, Adam Griffith wasn't quite sure what hit him.
He's been good, Malcolm.
Yeah.
He's been very good. Unfortunate that he wasn't able to stop that header, but look at this challenge. Well timed, not an easy surface to negotiate. Got in the block. Well, seems like it was a block.
Got out of one just now.
Goal kick.
Must have sent something to Leighton Williams that Williams didn't like. Well, we have seen better derbies, and we hope to see better derbies. Stets against Munro College. But in terms of its defensive intensity, haven't quite seen one like this. And the yellow card comes out. He just came on, Chadrick Hendricks.
15 years old, youthful exuberance. Right boot did actually continue pretty high. Deserved the yellow card. Narisa Golson certainly took her time. She herself pretty young, just 24 years of age, the female central referee. Bright future ahead of her. Hails from Linstead in St. Catherine. One that has been earmarked from the assessors to FIFA glory eventually. Has to reach the 25-year-old threshold before she can be considered.
Well, that's it for this one. It's as you were in this derby for the last 7 years. Antonio Biggs, his goal in the second half, proving to be the difference in this contest. Omar Wedderburn has another win over Munro College. It's been the norm since he's been here. And Munro College will have to try again next year, having held them to a 1-1 draw back at home earlier in the season. but they came to Santa Cruz and they couldn't overcome Biggs, the Vuvuzela and company. And at the end of 90 minutes, it's in favor of St. Elizabeth Technical, who have gone away with all the marbles here in Santa Cruz. It's Tets 1, Munro College 0.